What's going on, guys? Today I want to teach you how to cure muscular imbalances the real way. Because let's be honest here, most of the information here online is not going to do jack shit to solve your problem. And you've all already heard what this is. Do more dumbbell work, do more unilateral work, as if that's going to address the root cause. Well, let me tell you something, guys. Actually, let me ask you a question. How has that advice worked out for you in the past? How has switching over to dumbbells, for example, on a bench press, fixed your imbalances? Has that actually fixed your pecs? Has that fixed anything? 99% of the times, no, it does not, because you are not addressing the root cause. And friends, I'm here to tell you that I want to address the root issue. The root issue lies in two fundamental things. The first being your posture, second being developing false movement patterns over a long period of time. So I'm going to get back to the bench press because it's a perfect exercise to demonstrate my point. A lot of people, they have one pec that's larger than the other, and they're going to try to do dumbbell pressing to correct the problem, even though they've been benching incorrectly for years. And what do I mean by incorrect pressing? They're not retracting the scapula, for one. They're not squeezing their glutes together. They don't have a tight base, nor are they tucking their elbows. So they have this horrible form, which is causing them to press unevenly with one side. So when you do that for a long period of time, what do you think happens? One pec gets larger than the other, and you develop this pattern of pressing unevenly. The most common thing, though, is the scapula. If you don't retract the scapula, imbalances are going to rise. But if you do retract, if you start it properly from the get-go, chances are when you become an intermediate, you're not going to have these glaring imbalances, and that's the problem. Guys are running through their entire novice phase. Actually, they're training for years using this bad form, and then they have these fucked up imbalances. Or even the posture thing. The posture thing is a really big thing. A lot of guys don't realize it, but if you have a hip imbalance, it's going to cause your body to do this, okay? So when you bench press, even if you retract the scapula, stay with me for a second, retract, and then you have this, you're going to end up being uneven. So you end up recompensating by widening your grip a bit. You understand? So this is where the muscular imbalances come from. It comes from the posture and developing false movement patterns. So how do you fix that? Well, it's very simple. Do more mobility work. And I know I'm not the mobility guy, but I do have a very good reference for you, my man Alessandro from Recognition Athletics. Subscribe to him. He has everything you need to know in terms of stretching. And then secondly, you want to drop the weight down a little bit and really focus on that proper technique. So for exercise like the bench press, if you're doing 225, drop that shit down to 185, retract, and make sure your form is absolutely perfect. This is going to ensure that you do not have muscular imbalances. Like I said, the root cause is that you have these posture and false movement pattern issues. It's not dumbbell pressing that's going to fix it. And let me give you a personal example now. One of my sides, when I overhead press, is stronger than the other. My right, I can do like a 95, 100-pound dumbbell, but on my left, I can do a 90 to 95, right? Why? Is it because my shoulder is weaker? No, it's because I have a hip imbalance. I have an oblique imbalance. So what happens is this. On my right side, my body's going to tilt a little bit, so it gives me leverage. But on the left, it's going to stay relatively stationary. So the solution is to focus on keeping everything tight, dropping the weight down, keeping everything tight. That's how you fix muscular imbalances. It's not by doing more volume on this side, because I could be doing more volume, but my torso is going to still be stationary. Unless I mimic the same form on the other side, it's not going to do jack shit. You understand what I'm trying to say? That's why dumbbells do not work, because you're not addressing the posture. Posture is so important. You're not addressing the posture, nor the false movement patterns that you have developed over the years. So those are the two key things. Then of course, some people think they have imbalances when they don't have a foundation. Like I know some novices are gonna say, oh well, one pec is bigger than the other. Well, I say it's because you don't have any pecs to begin with. How about you get your bench to 275, 315, then you could talk to me about uneven pec development. And in that case, just like I said, follow my advice, drop the weight down a little bit, fix that posture. Usually it's a hip. Hip is like the number one thing, and that should correct you right away. Same thing for squats, man. Squats, a lot of guys, you don't realize it, but they have one foot more in front than the other. So they end up twisting their body a little bit. It always comes down to the hips, believe it or not. Or one knee's gonna cave in more than the other. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? And by the way, the more that you overdevelop these false movement patterns, the shittier your posture becomes. So there's a direct relationship here. You understand what I'm saying? It's all fucking connected. So you fix those two things, the muscular imbalances go away. Then of course you can do special exercises to correct it. You know, like if you have, for example, your triceps are lagging in the bench press. Well, then you can do more extensions, more jam presses, stuff like that. But I'm not really talking about that in this video. Of course, I can address it in further topics. Like, for example, you can do benching with bands and shit like that. But no, I'm referring to specifically like general muscular imbalances and people saying that you have to use dumbbells to correct it. I think that's not going to work. And I just gave you examples that prove my point. So that's how I would fix it. Fix your posture, fix your form. Everything should be corrected with time. And of course, special exercises are fantastic to just refine the weak points And that's also a benefit of concurrent periodization because of the high exercise selection. It ensures that nothing's going to be out of place. So that's my 3-step guide: posture, corrective movement patterns, and special exercise. Those 3 things are going to teach you how to fix those imbalances. So that's it for today's video. I hope it helps you out. Keep me updated in a month's time. I'd like to hear your progress. And with that, I'll talk to you guys next time.